gentlemen, let the party begin. Sit back and relax, open up a cold one, and let the good times roll. You're tuned into the totally uncensored Chris and Marisela show, where everything goes. We'll have live in-house or phone interviews not only with your favorite artists, but musicians as well. If you have a problem with somebody, let's talk about it. If your music isn't being played on radio, well, let's talk about it. If you're just pissed off in general,
oh my god,
let's talk about it. But there's only one rule though, you can't bash the host. Tune in every Wednesday at 8 o'clock and let the roasting begin with the totally uncensored Chris and Marisela show. Brought to you by High Voltage Sound and Light and Tejano Powerhouse Entertainment.
Hoy nomás. Todos tardy, pero aquí andamos.
No, we're not tardy at all.
Marisela needs her book.
I do. Aquí tengo la libreta de la información importante que son la gente que nos acompaña. El homework de Mika. Hey, our audience is a little silenced today.
Are they really?
Yeah, look.
You can't see him or what?
No, I can't hear him.
Huh?
Can't hear him.
You can't hear him?
Hello, audience.
Marisela.
Mande.
¿Qué se me hace que andas falseando? Let me hear our audience today. Ready?
¿Quién es el que anda falseando? Señor Crispín.
Okay.
Ya mero me preparo bien.
That's right. Once again, welcome to the Chris and Marisela show. My name is Chris Rodriguez. This is my beautiful and lovely co-host right here.
Hola, yo soy Marisela.
¿Marisela qué?
Marisela Hernández.
Marisela B. Hernández.
Marisela B. Hernández.
Hi,
everybody.
What does the B stand for?
Barrera.
¿Qué barras o qué?
De todo. No es cierto. That's my last name before I got married. My maiden name.
That's your maiden name, huh?
It's my maiden name.
But now you're Hernández.
Ahora soy Hernández por mi esposo Johnny Hernández, the one and only.
A ver, un aplauso para Johnny.
El aplauso para Mahani.
Ajá. Ándale, there you go.
No se me chiflen tanto.
Hey, I see that girl that anda chiflando con Johnny.
¿Qué? ¿Es la tuya?
No, la que está aplaudiendo allá.
Oh, that one. Hey, cálmate, es mine.
Tú dile.
Es mine.
Tú dile, ¿qué onda, ruca? Cántasela.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I think we are now officially ready to get going on this Wednesday and every single Wednesday, the Chris and Marisela show live here from the Rio Grande Valley in Texas. For those of you all that are joining us from other states, from other cities, from all over the place.
That's right. DJ Smoke in the house. Joe Tejano. La voz.
That's right. Y el primeritito que se reportó, Eddie Olivo.
Oh, aplausos.
That's right. Saludos, amigos. We're tuned in and checking out the show. Thanks for tuning in, amigo Eddie Olivo. And beautiful Luisa, too. Saludos to your beauty.
That's right. También para Amanda Rubalcaba, all the way in Sonora, Texas. Para John DJ Smoke, all the way in Colorado. El vato I don't think he's a Broncos fan because we're going to talk football a little bit later.
Are we? Oh my gosh. Nada más no te pelees, Chris.
No
fighting today.
I think last week estaba el camarada aquí, Emiliano. That guy's a Chiefs fan. I call him the Chiefs. Pero, okay. Cada quien tiene su team.
Cada quien.
Right? Eric Contreras, saludos, brother. De Donna, Texas, pero ahorita andan en Wisconsin, allá en Kenosha.
¿En Chihuahua?
Ahí anda ya con todos los riots, anda riding el vato.
¿Chihuahua?
Sí.
Ay, Dios mío. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in as usual. And as always, and if it's your first time joining us, well, thank you for joining us. We every Wednesday, we go live. For those of you that don't know, this is a live talk show. And it is unfiltered and uncensored. Kind of, sort of. I'm going
to behave. I'm going to behave.
Yes,
today.
because if not, then Chris gets the... Yes, porque de repente se me descarrila and he tries to get a little ghetto on us and bully and all that stuff. But, we calm him down and he's okay.
That's where you're wrong. I'm not a bully.
You're not a bully?
I'm a victim.
You're a victim.
I'm a victim, damn it.
Hey, hold on. I wish I had violins. Yes, okay. You're a victim. Yes.
I'm a victim, damn it.
Are you one of those victims that's vindictive?
No, not at all.
Are
not
you
at all.
sure? Because sometimes you sound a little angry.
Yeah, when I get angry, I get angry. But no, I'm not one to take.
Yeah.
I'm not a vengeful person. I'm a really cool person.
Okay.
I can be mad like 1 minute and then the next I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, hey, vamos, let's go get una Slurpee o algo.
Let's go get a Slurpee.
Sí. I didn't know what the hell to say, so Slurpee was the only thing that came to mind.
A margarita, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll go for the Slurpee. A Slurpee.
A Slurpee, that's right.
Saludos, Chris and Marisela. I love you guys. Go Cowboys from Leo Garcia.
Huevo, mi Leo. ¿Cómo estamos,
Go
brother?
Cowboys. Saludos. Oh, that was reading the same one. Go Broncos. And I'm not talking about the band. Broncos.
Dice Erica Garcia, San Antonio in the house. Seguro que sí. Saludos para ella, para Ray Ray.
Hello, San Antonio.
Wow.
Ray, the singer Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, guys.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. We love your new tune.
I know, it's awesome.
Ven.
Vente pa' acá.
Yes, ven. Y'all gotta check out his new song on YouTube.
Es como cuando ando en la casa y le digo, ven, viajamos, vamos para el HB o algo.
Ven, ponte a barrer.
Sí.
Yeah, I could see you saying that.
Sí. Dice,
Lubbock, Texas.
Dice Emiliano, mañana van a jugar, no van a tocar, van a jugar los Chiefs.
Terry Tejana said that's bipolar. What are we talking about? I don't know.
You know what? I don't know. You know what, DJ Smoke? I don't know about the Broncos this year. I have no idea. But you know what? I will tell you this much. I will stir up a little controversy here. I bet you anything that the Broncos will beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they're in the same division. Are they? Probably not. Marisela's all lost. Marisela's like, what the hell?
It was a little while ago when you were saying that the Cowboys are going to play on Sunday.
Yeah, they're playing this Sunday.
And that's awesome. I'm not, I'm going to watch the games and everything, but for some reason, I'm just not feeling it. Oh, I don't know. I'm not feeling the excitement.
Could it be because Jerry Jones is a wimp?
You just told me about what happened with Jerry Jones and the team share the news for those of you that haven't heard, as I hadn't heard.
Yeah, so you know what? So Jerry Jones gave in to all those Cowboy fans out there that are joining us. Jerry Jones caved in and said, you know what? It's okay for you to protest and kneel during our national anthem.
Oh,
that's just a no-no.
Boo for that.
Yeah.
Why do you think he made that decision? Do you think it was like a kind of like a popular vote kind of deal?
It's because he's ridiculous. He's a wuss.
Why would he allow that?
You know what? Here's a good time to say it.
A ver.
Onta la ka. No, you got me at the
wrong
time.
The censor was already ready to go.
You know what?
It's because
if the ka was here, she'd be saying, no, es que Jerry Jones está todo panochudo.
Yeah, she would say that.
Yeah, she would say something like that, right?
She would say that. What's up, Roland? Go Cowboys. Bonnie Hernandez. Hi, you two. I love you both. Hello, Miss Bonnie Hernandez, who just joined the KLMO 98.9 team in San Antonio. She is live Monday. I want to say Monday through Friday. I hope I don't get it wrong. 1 to 3.
Hey, you know what?
Bonnie Hernandez.
I got some beef with Bonnie now.
Oh, man. What?
I do.
Ya va a salir el violín otra vez.
You know what? Because I'm the one that made out with her, not you. And then she makes you artist of the day.
Yeah.
¿Qué onda con eso?
I was the artist of the day on KLMO in San Antonio yesterday. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I didn't have to make out with her like you did.
I'm kidding.
But that was like in 1959.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, folks.
And it wasn't even, I bet you it was just like a little peck, like y'all were in second grade.
I know, right?
And you're like, oh, I made out with her.
No, it's because, me and Bonnie, we went to the same school. We went to high school together and stuff. And, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, he brags about that one little kiss.
No. You know what? I think she roofied me or something. Hey.
Y'all were what, like in 7th grade?
I have no idea. But you know what? I just remember waking up like all disoriented and stuff. I'm like, where the hell am I?
Disoriented?
Sí, y estaba Bonnie, hey, hi there.
And he went away?
I know. I'm like, well, now I am, damn it.
Oh my God, that's funny. Sas por atrás, dijo Lalo, besa. Oh my goodness.
You know what, Emiliano, he's like, oh my God. What can I say about the Chiefs? No van a traer nada este año, vato.
Herbie Lopez. Hi, Mr. Lopez. Thanks for tuning in.
Herbie, saludos.
Yes. He's also a legend, right?
Absolutely. He's a pioneer.
Tejano music legend, Mr. Heriberto Lopez. He's on our feed right now. Y'all say hi. And who are some of the bands he used to play with?
Oh, Conjunto Bernal.
There you go. Well,
Los Chachos.
Puro clásico, puro músico pesado.
That's right. Let me see. Lalo Besa, saludos. Santiago Osegura. I keep messing up your last name. That's because I'm pretty good at Spanish last names and stuff.
Oseguera.
Oseguera.
You don't say the U.
There you go. All the way in California. Saludos para él.
Yay.
Seguro que sí.
Saludos to California.
Para mi buen amigo Mr. Lilo Arguez at Magic Q. No, it's Magic 95.9 in Victoria, Texas. Saludos para ti.
Hello, Mike Laralde, one of my besties. Mike, oh no, not that one. I didn't mean that one. Mike Laralde, yes, conga player. I call him Conga Mike ever since we were very, very, very young because he plays the congas and he's played with a lot of bands too. He used to play with my husband's band way back in the day. Was it Fuerte or was it the Bad Boys?
La Neta.
La Neta. He played with those Bad Boys. He played with with a lot of bands and more recently Ricky Guzman and the All Stars. And a whole bunch of bands.
Asociégate.
Saludos. Hello, Primo Lupe Moya from Round Rock, Texas.
I gotta send a shout out to my very good friend, Mr. David Lee Rodriguez, Grammy nominee right there.
Saludos, David Lee.
David Lee Rodriguez. But he's with the Q though.
Oh, Heriberto, Herbie Lopez is playing with La 45 right now. They are so awesome. We need to get him on too.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
Hopefully soon we'll have him on here for not him, the band. Mike.
Y la que andaba bien perdida era la Isha, pero ya la encontramos.
Aisha had been tuning in every single, I think, episode 1 through 10, and then we lost her a couple of episodes ago. But I think she's back. I just saw here. Aisha Aparicio.
Resucitó.
She's also an award winner.
That's right.
Congratulations to Aisha. Always so awesome. And working on some new projects as well. Oye, tenemos puros VIPs. What's happening today that all you VIPs are tuning in?
I have no freaking idea.
What is happening?
It's probably because I'm wearing a Marisela shirt. I'm sporting her shirt today.
Or maybe because I'm wearing a Tejano Highway 281 shirt.
A la madre.
Maybe, right? Puro power here.
A mí se me hace que esta chica era unos nuggets o algo.
No, I don't. No, I have a feeling it's because we have a very special guest today, and people found out.
The way you said. It's because we have a very special guest
we
today.
Do. It's I was all nervous when you told me because.
So check this out, folks. So we have a live guest today.
Yes, we do.
We have a virtual interview today with Shelly Lares. She's gonna be up here in a little bit, right? So I messaged my co-host here, Marisela, and she's like, she never answered. So she texts me. She's like, "Hey, so how come you didn't tell me that Shelly Lares is gonna be on?"
Yeah, I was like, "Thanks for letting me know. I found out on Facebook."
I know, and I'm like, "Well, if you'd answer your phone, then maybe co-host."
Okay, but here's the deal. I answered my phone, and you said nothing. So I was like, "Hello." And I was like, he probably butt dialed me because he didn't answer. The phone hung up, and then he never called back. He didn't text message. He didn't nothing. He didn't even try to get a hold of me twice. So I was like, he must have butt dialed. It must not have been important. And then a couple of hours later that evening, I find out that we're having, can I say it already or no?
Yeah.
That we're having Shelly Lares on our show.
Wow. Aplausos.
And I was like, when were you going to tell me?
Dude, I've been moist like for 2 days already. In a good way, folks. See, I've been all like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to have Shelly on the show.
Okay. Now you can tell me.
Hey, we're going to have Shelly on the show today.
How'd you do it?
How did I do it?
How'd you do it?
Dude.
How did you do it to reach
Shelly,
that high?
Dude,
and they answered you.
Mira, Shelly, she's real easy to convince. Yo nomás le compré un cono del Dairy Queen y de volada.
Ya con eso
se alivianó la ruca.
That was easy.
That's all it took, really. Just, hey, Shelly, ¿sabes qué? Do our show and I'll buy you un conito del Dairy Queen, nomás para que te eduques. And she's like,
Bonito, the baby cone.
Sí. And she's like, for real, Chris? I'm like, yeah. And you know what she said?
No, that's not true.
She sang a song.
Really?
Yes, when I called her, she immediately sang a song.
Which one did she sing you?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Do you really want to know?
She probably sang to you, No volveré.
This one.
Hoy?
And I was like, Shelly, I love you. I promise. I'm not lying. And she's like, you're lying, Chris. I'm like, no, for real. I don't lie. Actually, I do lie.
You do lie.
I do. You know why? Let me tell you why I lie. I'm actually a compulsive liar.
You
I
lie
think I've
to
said
get
this
what
before.
you want.
No. I'm a compulsive liar.
Yeah, you are.
You know why? Because whenever I go home late at night or early, I lie down in my bed. So that makes me a compulsive liar every night.
Where is it? Sandra Martinez, hello from Gonzales, Texas. My first time listening. You both are hilarious. We're hilarious. Thank you. I think
it's probably because I have my hat backwards today.
Because we're not. Like, I don't think we try to be funny.
It's because today I'm Marisela. That's why. Hi.
I cannot be Chris. It won't come out. It'll be too much of this going on. Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be funny like if I say, hey, a ti que te valga madre, you imitate me.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I said imitate me now.
No, I can't. No me sale.
No, for real?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
No me sale.
So anyways, just in a few, we're going to have Shelly Lares with us on the Chris and Marisela show. We want to thank her.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
El cono ya se derritió.
An A-lister. I think it was like on episode 1 or 2 or 3 or 5. I don't remember. It was in the early episodes. We talked about if it really did exist, the rankings in the music industry, just like they do like in the Hollywood movies. They have A-listers and B-listers and C-listers. And remember we talked about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
A while back. And so I guess it's a social thing because it's not written anywhere that certain artists are A-listers and B-listers. But I'll tell you one thing.
Tell me.
The treatment is real.
Really?
Yes, the treatment is real. When you're an A-lister, I'm guessing, I don't know because I'm not there. But when you're down on the bottom, like on the L list or M.
Dude, stop it. You're
you don't get noticed.
Don't cry. It's okay. Shelly's when Shelly comes out right now, she'll guide you.
She's finally gonna notice me.
She's gonna notice you.
That's it took the Chris and Marisela show. I've never personally met her. I've always wanted to. She really is one of my favorite voices, female voices.
Oye, compré unos nuggets, ¿no?
No. And this, they could tell you going back years. Her music, her voice, just, and I don't know her personally, so I can't say like her person because I don't know her personally, but I heard she's pretty cool. But let me tell you.
She's not cool. She's freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah.
Is she like badass?
No, she's freaking awesome.
I said ass. You
You
should be
did,
proud.
right?
You should be proud of me.
No, she's fucking badass. She's a badass person.
Really? Okay, yeah. I'll allow you to say that word just because it's
All right.
describing how cool she is.
Hey, I gotta say it because Shelly paid me to say it. That's why.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, ¿sabes qué? If you say I'm fucking badass, you know what, Chris? Next time you're in San Antonio, I'll take you to Bill Miller's or to Whataburger or wherever you want to go.
No, and Shelly Lares obviously is one of the reinas of Tejano music, one of the pioneers, and has been in the industry the longest. As some others as well, and so she's just she's an icon, and she sees so many things you guys know. Has hundreds and hundreds of hits, and all of her music is amazing, and she's a cool and I'd always wanted to meet her. Well, I was in Vegas a couple of years ago. I didn't get to meet her, and then I was in Vegas last year again, and I didn't get to meet her.
Wow.
I don't know if it's because she was just way too busy or just quite literally she doesn't know who I am. So, they're not going to stop and say hi when they don't know who you are. So I didn't get to meet her in Vegas. She hosts the Tejano stage at the Tejano Music National Convention in Las Vegas. She's been doing that for a couple of years. And so I've been there, but I think I was a little invisible. So it took the Chris and Marisela show to finally get to meet Miss Shelly Lares. And so I'm thankful for that because finally I get to, well, it's not in person like right here, right? But
wow.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
Shelly is here with us. Shelly!
Oh my God! Here we are talking about her. Behind
Hopefully it wasn't bad.
Oh my God.
No, Chris knows better. Chris knows better.
Glasses. I cannot see her completely. There she is. A ver.
How are you guys?
I'm doing good. How are you? Can you hear us okay?
I can hear y'all. I just can't see y'all.
Oh, for real? You can't see us?
What?
Nah.
How come she can't see us?
Well, I mean, I would like to see Marisela. I don't know about Chris, but
She wants to
Just
meet me.
kidding,
She wants to
but-
meet me.
I'm
You've
just
seen Chris
kidding.
lots of times, I'm sure, because you guys are friends. And you guys have
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
played on the same stage together and have done music together and all that stuff. But we've never
Yeah.
met. We've been in the same place a couple of times, but we've never actually met. So, yes, I wish we could see each other on the screen at the same time. But I guess we're going to have to watch the video back and see each other.
That's
see each
okay.
other
That's
together.
okay. So y'all can see me though, right? I can't see you.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we can see her. Can everybody
Okay.
else out there see her? Everybody, let's see your comments. Let's see. Can everybody see beautiful Shelly?
Hopefully.
We have
Hopefully.
Shelly Lares live here on the Chris and Marisela show
Wow.
right now, y'all. Let me know if y'all can see her. Yes, she is.
Hey.
I've been
Thank-
fortunate. Let's see.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. I certainly appreciate it. Been excited and looking forward to it. And I know I've been getting responses from fans and stuff, so I know I have some of my Shellyans on here. So thanks.
Awesome. That's really,
Love
really,
you
really
guys.
cool. You know, Shelly, I want to ask you a couple of questions if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Oh, you know, first of all, is it true about the conito that Marisela bought you over here from Dairy Queen?
You said you bought it for her. So I asked him, Shelly, I was like, okay, tell me the truth. Be honest. How did you do it to get Shelly on our show? And he was like, oh, it was easy. I just told her I was going to buy her a cono from Dairy Queen.
No. But he just asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Let's
though.
do it.
Like
Let's
just
do
like
it.
that.
So-
You see?
It's because I said, you know what, Shelly
Just
is badass.
like that.
So I've heard.
No, that's not how our conversation started. Because I called him,
Oh, okay.
and I like to give him a hard time, you know.
Good.
And so when I called him, he was like, "Hey, I heard you've been talking shit about me."
Of course.
And I go behind my back, and I said, and he was like, "I was just thinking about." I don't know if you said thinking or talking about you. I don't remember, but he said something like that, and I was like, "All right, Chris, don't make me wear your huevitos as my earrings on my next show, okay?"
Your huevitos.
No,
She's gonna wear your huevitos as earrings.
No, I actually wasn't. I was thinking about her, but for some reason, and it's funny because not even like 5-10 minutes later, she calls me. She's like, "Hey, man, I heard you were talking shit about me." I should have told her, you know what? Yeah, I was talking shit about you.
Yeah.
And he would have said yes only because he knows that I'm isolating myself and that I'm not going to actually drive to the valley to go take him up on that.
Confront
yeah.
him, right?
No,
Yeah,
I would have been like, "Hey,
but no, I mean,
no, I would have been like, hey, Shelly,
You
sale
what?
para Dairy Queen, un conito o algo para que te livianes."
well, let me first start off saying to our fans that are watching right now and all of your viewers that you guys have, my love and my prayers and my condolences are with everyone that has been affected by COVID and is still affected by COVID. And my prayers to all of our fans in California that are being affected by the crazy fires going on right now too. So there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now. So we can't forget to keep those people in our prayers and in our thoughts. So I just kind of wanted to start off with saying that first.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. You know, it seems like every week it's still the same thing as when all this started in March from the pandemic, but it just seems like every week it's something else layers on top of it. It's not a hurricane, or it's tornado warnings, watches here and there, and it's, you know, disasters, and it just seems like it's been, you know, it gets laid on thicker and thicker, you know, as the time goes by. Although it seems like times are getting better, I don't know. It's
slowly
just,
but
it's
surely.
really hard.
I feel kind of things turning around a little bit. I kind of hope that as humanity that we kind of get to be better people and treat each other better
I hope so
you know,
too.
'cause-
And do you think though, Shelly? Like, I was talking to my daughter about this yesterday, and I was kind of like reflecting, and I was saying, in some ways, I feel like the world, as you know, people in it are getting worse. We're dividing. There's so many groups that are, you know, that are like, you know, hey, well, are trying to protect themselves and trying to protect themselves from others, and then there's this group trying to protect themselves from others, and everybody is like kind of like sticking to their groups, I feel. And then in another sense, I do feel like we are becoming united because everybody's going through difficult times. And so, in a sense, I don't know, it's so confusing. But I also feel that people are dividing.
Yeah. It's sad, but I mean, it's always kind of been there. But like lately, I guess I feel like there's more like frustration and hatred and stuff in the world. And people don't value life like they should. And I mean, I always say this, at the end of the day, we come in, we show love to those we love, and that's what we take to this when we're gone. We don't, that's ultimately what's important, but hopefully everything gets better. But I'm just thinking of our fans and everyone that has been affected. And we've lost a lot of musical brothers, and
yes,
to COVID. And man, it's just, it's sad, it's bad, but we hope to be back on the road soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So those of you that are just tuning in, and we do have Shelly Lares with us live. From where are you at right now?
Earth. San Antonio, Texas.
In Earth. She's in San Antonio, guys. You're such a jerk.
What did he say?
Earth. Yeah, she just got back from Venus.
I'm from Venus. I'm from Venus.
I'm from Venus, guy.
Well, it's like if somebody were to ask me, "Hey, Chris, where are you from?" And like, "Where are you at?" Especially when they ask you, "Hey, where are you at?" And I'm like, "Earth." No,
where are you at?
I'm like, I'm in the United States of America. No, quit fucking around. Where are you at? Texas, dude. You're really pissing me off. Where are you? I go, I'm in the van.
That's how Chris is. I'm sure you know, Marisela. Like you can't get a straight answer.
Yes. And if you really, really, really want to know, most of the time, probably 98%, he's in the bathroom. And so, yeah, if you really want to know exactly where he's at.
Hey, I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Like,
what's wrong with you?
Bathroom, okay? I'm in the bathroom.
My God.
Shelly's in San Antonio, Texas. Is that where you live?
This is where I live. This is my birthplace. Closer to the west side of San Antonio. So I'm close to where you got to roll the windows up when you drive through. No, I'm just kidding.
Stalkers, please stay away. I know that you've had issues with fanatics that try to get a little bit too close. And man, I read about some of that stuff a couple of years back or last year.
Well, I went live on a couple of years ago, I think, after Vegas.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
Because me, like, if you follow me and my social media, I'm not about drama, not about negativity. I ain't got time for that. But that kind of just really got under my skin that year. It was like, because I needed the fans to know who I was talking about, so that they can help keep their eyes open for me too at my shows
and protect you.
So that's why I did it, because I've been dealing with this person since 2013.
Well, when I had no idea when I saw that video live when you did that video, and I had no idea of the situation, but it intrigued me, and I really felt you. You were really torn about it, and even you were torn about going public about it. So then I started
thinking about my safety, and the fans ripped into him bad. It was like
sacaron las uñas.
Oh man, I was like, they were just going off on him, and I don't know if that freaked him out a little bit, but I do have the necessary things to protect myself, and all of the law enforcement and everybody is aware of.
So in other words, you got a gun license. Do you have license to carry now, girl?
She does. Dude,
I got many weapons.
Dude, she carries nunchucks. She carries everything. From 2x4.
Well, Chris knows I studied martial arts. I studied martial arts for 5 years.
Wow.
So plus, I don't know if anybody's met my mom before. She's pretty feisty herself.
Oh yeah.
And my girlfriend carries too, so it's like I'm good.
Oh yeah, so y'all can defend yourselves. You're good.
Yeah, I'm
Qué
good.
bueno, qué bueno. Good for you. Well, I'm super excited and so glad to have you on here.
Dude, I got to say something, Shelly. You know what? I'm looking at my co-host over here. Dude, she's like all creamy over you right now.
Oh, stop. I'm just super excited. I'm super excited because I was saying it right before we got her live on the air that I've been like wanting to meet her forever. And I've been in the same places with her, just never actually got to meet her. So I was like, how is she ever going to say hi? Like, she doesn't even know who I am. Well, you do now.
Yes, I do now. Chris,
Yes.
we got to work on your game with the women, okay? We got to work on stuff like that.
You know, yeah.
So you've been
right
working
now,
with them.
she owes me a pizza now. Now that it's because she desperately wants your autograph, and I'm like, okay, I'll get it for you, but it'll cost you a pizza.
This guy.
Hey, it's all about food with me.
You have no shame.
Date na que mo
I
chale.
know.
No shame.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. But I appreciate y'all having me on, and it's great talking to you guys. And I've managed to kind of join some of the conversations, like watching some of the conversations y'all have had a couple of times. So it's pretty cool. Some of the things you guys talk about.
Yeah, so a lot of the times we get messaged, on our, we get emailed and inboxed, a bunch of stuff that a lot of people are too afraid to talk about. And me,
Right.
Shel, I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to talk about anything. So I sort of mention them on the show, and there's a lot of people. I mean, I get a bunch of negative, feedback, and then I get a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of the times, it's just something that, like when it comes to radio, especially when it comes to radio, like to me, I'm like totally against Facebook bans. I don't know how you feel about that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, these are bands that, these are artists that have no desire to get a band, to get work, to go out there and actually, work every weekend, to try to make themselves, try to make something for themselves. What they do is they record, they put their stuff on radio, and what that does, it takes, airtime away from the working bands like us.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about that.
I get what you're saying. I've talked to many new artists because I get inundated with messages and calls, and because I guess I've always opened my door to the new artists, and once I started my showcase in Vegas for the Tejano Music National Convention, Shelly's All American Showcase, it kind of even more so opened up the door. And I don't know, a lot of people feel very comfortable coming to me because I'm always going to be honest with them too. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff, but you have to keep in mind too that my experiences are not going to be yours. So what I talk to them about is that's extremely important. Hitting the road. Is it easy? Hell no. It's not. I mean, we did numerous free shows for years to get known. When I first started my own band when I was 13, my father, we would be here in this very room, practicing. And my dad, it was a Saturday or a Sunday, he would get in his pickup truck and he would drive around to look for a Jamaica or anything going on. And he would say, my daughter has a band. Can we do a few minutes? You don't have to pay us.
Wow.
So
How
Dad
old
would
were
come
you?
back. I was about 13 or 14.
Wow.
And then, so I was already in the industry. I was already recording. But I was on my own now. So he would tell us, come on, pack up the truck. We would throw the equipment in the pickup truck. We would set up, I would set up chords. I was a roadie too, man. I still am.
Yeah.
Hey, but did you ever drive your bus? That's what I want to know.
He let me drive a few stretch away on the highway, yes.
No,
He did. I
Cool.
mean, one thing that you guys may not know about me, but I mean, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to try anything. I feel that if you don't try, you don't know if you can do it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the new bands, I try to let them know, the new artists. And one of the first things that I try to explain to them is that from the very beginning, if this is your band, you have to set the standard. You have to draw the line with your musicians and do everything as a business, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do, from the get-go, you have to start it as a business.
Right.
So you have to, make sure that these musicians understand that this is your band, and you call the shots, and that they get paid for their job. But everybody just wants to play, and then this person maybe like thinks it's their band, so they start calling the shots, and it's more so with the women. It's still a little harder for the girls
No
to
te
really.
creas, no te creas. The guy bands, the same things going on.
Dude,
It's true. You're right. It's true. But you have to set that standard from the beginning, because that's one thing that my father always did. And then now, after he was gone, after these 4 years, if I work with a musician, I have to let him know, look, this is my business. This is Shelly Lares. This is Shelly Inc. And this is the way that we have to do it. And the new artists, they always tell me, yeah, but you're Shelly. You've been doing it a long time. And I'm like, but it hasn't always been that way for me.
Right. You started what, in the 90s or in the late 80s? In the 80s?
No.
I started in 1982.
Oh, okay, 80s. Okay, in the 80s.
Para que te eduques.
Pa' que me eduque. Wow. She was 2 years old, guys.
I started at age 10 professionally.
Close.
My sister got married in 1982, and I was already kind of like singing around the house. I mean, I sang anything from Olivia Newton-John to Linda Ronstadt to, Pat Benatar. I grew up listening to different genres.
Yes.
So the band that my sister and my future brother-in-law at the time hired they were called Hot Tamales. They were an orquesta, Tejano.
Yeah.
And the vocalist, when they hired the band, was David Maris.
Yes.
My brother-in-law was a huge David Maris fan, so he wanted to hire them. So my sister asked the manager if I could, do a song for their wedding. So he was like, sure. I sent him an Olivia Newton-John song called Let Me Be There. And I remember going into the practice room, and they started the song, and I started singing, and I will never forget their faces, because their eyes got real big, and they looked at each other, and I was like, oh man, am I messing up? Am I like not singing the song right, or what? What's going on? Well, the manager called my father that night and asked if I could do another gig prior to my sister's wedding. So he's like, yeah. He goes, but she only knows one song with you guys. And he's like, it's okay.
She only knows she can sing
So
it
I
over
did
every
a
set.
quinceañera here on the south side of San Antonio.
Wow.
Right? So I went, it was at the Royal Palace here in San Antonio.
Royal Palace, yeah.
Wow.
And I remember I started singing, and everybody came to the front, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. This is great.
So cool.
And I wound up doing an encore, and they asked me to join the band, and that's how I started doing Tejano. They introduced me to performing and singing Tejano music, and I stayed with them for about 4 years, recorded about 545s before I did this album here, Tu Solo Tu, in 1989. I was 17 years old here when I signed my first record contract. So I've been going since then. It'll be 39 years next month. I'll be celebrating 39 years.
Oh my gosh, 39 years in the industry. Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah. And I'm only 21. I always tell everybody.
Yes, of course you are. Of course you are. Yes, of course. That's what we told everybody too. You started when you were late too. That is so awesome. And,
I was a kid.
And it's crazy because I was going to ask you.
So it's been a hard road, but to what Chris was talking about, it's not easy, man. It's not. If you think that this industry is everything's going to come to you, well, it's like that in life anyway. Not just the music industry, but more so. You have to have a business sense, I think. You have to have a direction for what's going to work for you as an artist. And I think you just got to try to handle everything orderly, professionally. And, you just got to get out there, and it's not easy. We can get tons of airplay, but what really makes you is those miles and miles that you travel on the road, and the hotels you stay in, the motels, the van. Sometimes you don't even get to stay in a room. But that's all part of paying your dues. It's all part of the game. It's the nature of the beast.
If I could interrupt there for a minute, I'm always said the same thing. I think on two episodes ago, I said the same thing. What matters is, it's not so much the airplay. To me, it's like what I care about is getting into my bus, going and making some beautiful music for some beautiful people. That's what matters. The gigs are what matters. And
because that's our main livelihood.
Absolutely.
That's our main livelihood is the road.
Absolutely, but there's some people, that take it, they think that getting the airplay and getting the social media popularity, they think that's more important than the actual gigs, and it's like no, and that's where they're
you're
wrong.
doing it for the wrong reasons if that's the case.
And I think that one thing that we can agree on, both Shelly and I, is that when there's musicians, when there's people that say, well, I only do this as a hobby, and it's like, well, if you do it as a hobby, fucking play for free for me then. Because you know what I mean? Because right, true or not true? You get into it. Because you get into it with people, especially with musicians and stuff. They're like, no, well, this is my hobby. Well, if it's your hobby, then I'm not gonna fucking pay you.
Like, don't you hate it when they say this is not my real job?
Exactly, it's a job. They're getting paid. They're getting paid.
Yeah,
so it's
my
like,
real job.
It's still a job. It's still a job.
Absolutely.
And I love to share this with people, and this is what I mean by like setting down your standards, because my father prepared me for this moment my whole life. What I mean by my moment is handling my business. I mean, my mom is my road manager. She's part of, she's my team too. My girlfriend works with me, but ultimately I have to make the decisions. And I remember when we first started out, we had a lot of young guys. So Dad was we were responsible for these kids who were not even 21 years old. Rules. I have my rules that you have to follow. I don't allow any drinking on stage. Anytime you're working with me, maybe when you get to the room after the show, go for it. But I don't allow that during my performances, during the breaks. And luckily, my guys don't really drink anyway, so that works for me. Of course, no drugs and stuff like that, because I don't live that lifestyle, so I don't want to surround myself by people who live it either.
Good for you.
So just to kind of show you a little story, and those new artists that are out there listening and watching, I'll give you an example of a young kid that had been calling me for a while that he wanted to play in my band, and I was like, well, we'll see. I was like, because you have to know how to play country too, and he was a guitar player, and I go, you have to kind of be a little more versatile. And he's like, I just want a chance. I want a chance to play with you. And I was like, okay, I'll give you a shot, but these are my rules. And la. So we were doing a Jamaica one time, and I noticed a styrofoam cup next to him on the ground. So I kind of dance back, and I look into the styrofoam cup, and I see beer.
So
I call my roadie over, and I'm like, get that out of here. And so he grabbed it and took it. So he had a regular job during the week, right? He worked at a bank. And so I called him on Monday morning. And I said, hey, man, what time do you get to the bank? And he's like, oh, I should get there about 9 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I'm going to come by. And he's like, okay. Probably thinking I'm going to open an account or something like that. And
take him a beer.
I said, so I said, what kind of beer do you drink, man? And he's like, Bud Light. Why? I'm going to take some Bud Light. And I just kind of want to go have a beer with you. And he's like, he stays quiet. And I go, I'm serious, dude. I'll be there about 9:30. And I'm going to take a beer. He's like, Shelly, I can't have a beer. And I was like, exactly my point. Why do you think it's okay for you to drink with me when these are my rules and you get paid?
Yeah, you're on the job.
But you're not, so these are the things that you have to know how to stand up for yourself, how to handle your business. And there's a way to do it. You don't always have to be an ass or be rude about it.
Right.
But people will know when they can take advantage of you and when they cannot take advantage of you. And I was taught to stand up for myself, and this is my business. I've worked hard. I've been doing it before that, longer than that dude was alive. So, I'm like, you're not going to come and tell me how you're going to run my business.
Right.
Because if anything, guys, I've worked my ass off for in this industry is my name.
Right.
And anything that associates with Shelly Lares, you're damn right. I'm going to be very much on it
and protective.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like
of
it or
course,
not.
of course.
I've got to say that, man, I've had so many people call me an asshole, que no valgo ya sabes que, only because I don't allow drinking on stage. I'm one of those, I'm just like you. I treat it as a business. It's because what these people don't understand is that, you know what, you got a van, I've got a van, I've got a bus, whatever, but all that costs money.
Me too.
All that costs money. And what these guys don't understand is, they're like, oh, well, this is just my hobby. Well, if it's your hobby, well, then I'm not going to pay you. They're like, why aren't you going to pay me? Well, if it's a hobby, I mean,
you're doing it for fun.
You're doing it for fun, right? So, I've used that same analogy on a lot of people. What you just said. And a lot of times, it's like what we say down here in the valley. Todos se culean, because it's true. You got to treat this as a job. And I've had, matter of fact, a lot of people say, Chris, why do you go through so many musicians? I go, because of the same thing. They're real necios, they're tercos, they want to do things their way. They have a problem with authority. If you go into, this is what I say, if you start working at McDonald's for the first day, I mean, you're not going to go in and want to start changing the menu on them, right?
Yeah, right.
That's
right. We all have to have that authority, discipline. Yeah. It's like that anywhere.
Right.
And I grew up in a household where my parents were very old school. I still don't curse around my mom at all. She's watching though right now, so she's hearing me say a couple of words. But
hi, Irene. Irene
knows her on her first. Hi, Irene.
Absolutely.
But I grew up in a very disciplined, structured household. And then I went to Catholic school my whole life, so even more so.
Wow.
I had to be very structured and follow the rules, and this is how you do it. But that's how you keep order.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You keep order that way. And I mean, I have a great relationship with my guys. I mean, they respect me. I respect them. And we're not a party band. We do our job, because another thing about that too, Chris, he can agree with me, is if the guys start feeling good on the stage, it just doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look good. And then if they're messing up, I mean, the promoter can easily come and say, hey, man, it's still a job. There's contracts. There's money being exchanged.
So
there's reputations on the line.
True.
It's just, if I don't do it, I'm not going to run a business that does it.
And then it just gets sloppy, and your music, isn't going to sound tight the way it's supposed to sound, after, like you said, so many years that you have your reputation, you have your sound, you haven't, you're not going to have somebody come just because they want to be sloppy about it and make you sound really bad.
Right. And just because we do it as a business and handle it like one doesn't mean we don't love what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Of course not.
But if you want to have the longevity and make it and have the stamina in this industry, this is how you should do it. Because if not, you'll be here a couple years and gone the next.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you. And every artist is different. And all of the new artists that are out there watching, this is all constructive criticism. This is all advice. This is all speaking from experience. And I don't claim to know it all. I really don't. But I care about my industry and I want it to grow. But these are the things that are going to have to take place if we're going to get to the next level.
Well, you know what? I'm going to correct you on that, because I remember one time being on stage with Shelly. She's like, no, that's not a major. It's a minor, Chris. I'm like,
órale, she schooled you.
I'm like, oops. Okay.
Yeah,
he was playing Ganas de Besarte. It was Ganas de Besarte.
Yeah, it was that one. I think it was that one. It was one song. I don't know. I got to be honest with Shelly. I didn't practice it. I'm kidding. I did.
No.
I'm kidding. I did.
That's horrible. No, when it was that time at the festival in Mercedes.
No.
I did. He was way off.
No,
Shelly.
I was not off. I was not off.
Okay.
I actually enjoyed playing with Shelly. Nada más que no me da jale. Porque pisteo pura coca.
Yeah.
Ole.
He's a tough one to get to drink a shot of anything or a drink of anything.
Yeah.
Oi, Shelly. Can you hear that?
What's that? What? Yep. That was live.
That was our live performance. Your live DVD.
Live DVD.
Oh,
live
there you
DVD.
were, Chris? Oh my God.
I was honored to be a part of the Shelly Lares band right there with on her live DVD. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Le compré chingo de conos a Shelly.
Dairy Queen.
No, you mean you bought them for Mr. Quintanilla, Mr. Q, because that's where we did the DVD at.
Oh, IQ Productions. IQ Productions. That was one of those.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
I think I was the last or only artist that hadn't done a DVD with him. So he had been asking us if we would do it, and finally we got to make it happen.
What year did you record?
So far that's 2012 or 2013, right, Chris? Somewhere around there. 2012.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. You know, Mr. Q
Yeah,
and I were just
it's been
talking
a while.
about that a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember because we were doing the sound check, Marisela, and it's time for Chris to check keys, right? And he keeps saying that. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Mr. Q was on stage and he looks at Chris like, you can't hear that?
Oh my god!
Dude, he always gets after me. He's like, dude,
It was
you
loud.
deaf? He's like, I'm 70 something years old and I can hear that. You can't hear that. He goes, why do you always have to complain? I'm like, hey.
Oh yeah, Chris.
No, the reason is because I had a big ball of wax in my ear. That's why.
Hombre. Ay.
We're gonna take you Q-tips to your next gig, Chris.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was an experience.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I hope to do another live DVD soon because I have a concept in mind of what I want to do. But these are all experiences, you know, and I like working with different musicians because it's nice to hear them come in and not only play my music the way that it was originally recorded, but you know, they still add a little flair here and there to my music, and I think that's cool, you know, that I get to work with so many talents. There's a lot. We have so much talent in our industry. It's sick.
There really is. And it seems also another thing that just, you know, week after week and month after month and year after year, it just seems like there's more and more and more. And there's an explosion of female new up and coming artists. There's a big boom, you know, last year to this year. In the females coming up and coming out in the Tejano industry, and of course, you know.
When I started, there was 5 of us. There was 5 women.
Let's name the 5. Let's see. It was Shelly. It had to have been Selena.
When I first started, well, before me, okay.
It's Laura, of course.
Of course, there was Laura Canales, Janie C. Ramirez,
Jenny C. Ramirez, yeah,
Janie C.
absolutely.
Ramirez.
Patsy Torres,
Oh my
That's
God,
it, yeah.
yes.
Elsa Garcia,
Garcia.
and Selena
Right.
were the 5 women that were recording and performing on the road when I started in 1982.
Wow.
So
that's
from
crazy.
5 women to all these talented women,
Yes.
it's amazing.
You're forgetting one, Shell.
Yeah.
Shelly Lares.
No.
Who?
Chavela, Subran Express.
You know it. She's bad. I got to record with Rick, which I think is probably one of the best albums out there right now. His tribute album.
Right.
I got to do 3 songs on that album. And when he showed me the original with her, I was like, oh my God, this woman is so awesome. Her voice is so unique, and she was bad. She was bad. And I mean, look at the women that I'm talking about. I mean, they built legacies for themselves in this industry. So those were my examples.
Wow.
And that's what I wanted for myself. I wanted to, I didn't want to be Patsy Torres or be Selena or be Laura Canales, because I'm just Shelly Lares. That's it. I'm me, and I wanted to gain the respect and fans on my own, through my own way, through my own music. And you know, everybody's different. All of the women are all different, but they're so, I mean, I just listening to the, you know, old Laura Canales and Elsa and stuff like that, it's like, man, I mean, to know that I was in the company of these women, it's like, it's amazing.
Yes, and you were one of the first ones after the women that you just named. You know, you were in that little group of the next ones coming up, you know, right behind them.
I promise I'll get you an autograph, Marisela. I promise.
Oh, God, don't worry. I can get my own autograph now, Chris. I don't need you
She can
anymore.
get her own. She can get her own. Tell her, Marisela. Tell her.
Oye,
I can get it on my
¿Estás
own
brincando conecta?
No, excuse me, sir. I was in Vegas before you went.
No, I've been in Vegas. I don't know how many times now.
Okay.
I was in Vegas before both of y'all.
Yes, you were.
No, I was actually.
But no,
panhandling over there.
I mean, you're right. I mean, Selena and I we were the same age. She was 7 months older than me, but she had already been in the industry about 4 years before I came in.
Wow.
So she had a good head start on me.
And I heard y'all were really
but-
good friends as well growing up.
Yeah, we were really good friends, and it's so cute because I'm not the kind of person that talks about our friendship to gain popularity or
Right. I know you've
likes
always
on my
said that.
picture.
She's
My
always
post.
said that.
I'm just not that way. I'm very private about it because that was my friend. Yes, her music is amazing, always will be. But I was talking about it as a human being. That was my friend. So I kind of like her fans always reach out to me and they're like, "Can you post more pictures of y'all and what was she like?" And they ask me questions, and it's so cute because they ask me all kinds of things.
Yeah,
and
people hunger to want to know just more information.
Yeah, they
just
do.
want stories,
They do.
or they want to be able to connect, and knowing that you had that connection with her. So people
Yeah.
will want to ask you, and just tell us something about her. But
Yeah, so every now and then I will post a pic. Like I posted a Throwback Thursday a couple weeks ago because the fans had been asking me, and I was like, yeah. So I put one up of when we were 14 and we had like afros or something. I don't know what we were doing with our hair then.
The big hair.
No,
Yeah.
you had a badass rooster. That's what I remember, and it was red. Dude, that rooster was
like a real rooster.
it was huge, man. It was
No.
badass. I remember that. She likes it,
Is
right?
he lying? He's lying. I can't tell.
Yes, he's lying.
No.
Every time I want to believe you, I can't.
I'm serious. She had an awesome rooster. She chingo de aqua net and everything. ¿Te acuerdas, Shell?
The hair. I'm talking about, how is it going to be red?
That's when I had my red hair right here. Is when I had my red hair.
That's why he said.
Yeah.
See, so I'm right. I'm not lying.
That's
Okay,
why.
fine. You weren't lying. Okay. Ay,
Yeah.
Dios mío, Chris.
Hey, you know what I like when I play
Yeah,
with Shelly?
that's.
I gotta say this because you know what I'm just in awe whenever I play with Shelly and we do when we do that Journey song. It's like wow.
Oh, God.
Don't Stop
Believing.
I remember. I remember that.
It's like this chick has pipes on her.
I've
man.
seen that live. It's amazing. Yes, you do.
Oh, thank you.
she does.
Thank you. I try to take care of myself. I mean, I never studied voice or music, or I can't read music or nothing like that. I know what I hear. But I've always tried to maintain my voice throughout the years and just take care of myself. There's certain things I don't do, that won't damage my vocal cords and stuff like that. But it's an important instrument. You have to.
Do you play any
take
other
care of it.
instruments?
Play a little bit of everything. Guitar. Play my timbales. I play a little bit
that's
of
right, that's
drums.
right, that-
I
the
play a
timbales
little
I've
accordion.
seen.
I just
plays-
haven't really implemented other instruments that I know how to play into my live shows.
Right.
She plays the
Yeah.
timpanis. She plays the glockenspiel.
The Glock.
The kazoo.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We do it all.
Yes.
Yeah,
Super.
she
She
do
is
it
a
all.
woman of many talents.
Yeah, she's a master timpanist.
Master timpani. No.
She's awesome. You know what? I shouldn't say that because the word I use, she's disgracious.
Ay, desgraciada.
That's the word. That's
Oh,
the word.
Lord.
Oh, yeah. So, needless to say, after 39 years in the industry, 39 years in the industry.
I know.
And I mean, I how do you do it to still have the drive? Because a lot of times, doing something for that long, you kind of start losing, the ganas. You start losing, I don't know, the momentum starts going down.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening with you. If anything else, I see you getting stronger and stronger and stronger every year. More projects, more things coming up. You have right now. You have so many things going on, and you're being so successful in everything that you're doing. Like, how do you do that? How does that happen? How do you keep the momentum?
Well, I remember there was kind of like a period between 2008 till 2012 that I just was kind of not lost, but I just didn't have the ganas, like you said.
Oh, okay, it happened.
I
you're
was
normal.
just coming
You're
out
normal.
of Tejas Records. I was coming out of Tejas Records, who I was with for 10 years. And I just feel like we can't have any regrets, right? Because if we have regrets, everything that we experience gets us to where we are today.
Yes, yes.
But if I had to do that over again, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have done those 10 years.
Okay.
I just felt like
records.
a lot of our music fell on deaf ears. A lot of our music wasn't distributed. I mean, you know, and see, and I'm the type of artist that I don't just rely on my label to do work for me. I put in the work too.
You a go-getter.
So what irks me the most is I don't want you to give me everything. I want you to give me what I work for. That's it.
Right.
That's all I ask for. So
Fair.
I think once I started to say I'm going to start my own label, Shell Shock Records, that was mainly for me to gain the record label experience, for me to have the full control of everything Shelly Lares.
Right.
I had to learn about manufacturing and distribution and, you know, all these things that are important. And these new artists, these are the things that we're talking about. You have to know, you should know everything that goes into what you do, into your craft. You should know. And so once I started my label, you know, first album, second album, then Mi Corazón, did really well. And then we got the Latin Grammy nomination for 2015. And I was very proud of that because, you know, I'm my own label and I did it, you know, it was just me and my team. And, you know, so I was proud of that. But because what keeps me motivated, honestly, is that the fans still want to hear my music. They still want to see me. And I get messages from people of 3 generations that have been listening to my music. And I'm like, wow, those are the things that I live for. And
it makes everything all worth it.
I still have a lot of music that I want to record. You know, I want to do a collaboration CD. I just have so many things I want to do because I love collaborations. I've done at least 20 in my career.
Yes.
And, you know, so I that's what really keeps me going is the fans and the fact that I'm still passionate and I still have goals. I set goals for myself. Whether they're small goals, it's okay. I set them. And I may have a slow momentum, but I'm still climbing, you know, and I just feel like we have so much more ground to cover with Tejano music. We have such a, you know, this whole world that we can still introduce to Tejano music. And now that, you know, digital is here, internet is here, those are the things that we need to utilize to gain more fans in different
to get your
countries.
music out there.
Because our music is the best. I've said this to everyone.
Awesome.
I've told this to I told this to the head of Sony Nashville.
Whoa.
That nobody can touch Tejano music when it comes to the talent, to the versatility, to the musicians, to the vocalists.
Preach it.
Nobody. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean,
you recorded a country song, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I recorded. I got to record my '96 album, which is this one right here, with my red hair, Chris.
Yeah.
I got to do that one half in Nashville and half in San Antonio, and I was with Sony at this time. So a guy had approached me to work with me, and he was friends with Vince Gill. Vince Gill is a huge country artist.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Vince Gill is, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but he has always been my mom's favorite. And my mom used to tell me, Mija, one day you're gonna sing a song with Vince Gill. I'm like, sure, ma, sure.
Dude.
Okay.
There's the power of
And-
words.
Yes. So it went from mom's mouth to God's ears because it happened.
It happened.
That is freaking awesome.
He was looking for a Latina to record a song with. And so he had been shown several people and he just felt like his voice wasn't compatible. So when he heard my music, he was like, I like this girl. I want to meet her. So we actually met him in Nashville on my mom's birthday.
That is crazy.
Of all days.
That's crazy.
And
I can already see him as
it
Lares.
was a great experience. He was amazing. And so yeah, I got to go to Nashville and record with him. My song, Siempre lo esperaré. Aquí lo espero con brazos abiertos. He's the one singing the backups on that song in Spanish.
Really?
Oh my God.
Wow. I
People,
didn't know that.
people don't know that that's Vince Gill.
Vince
He's
Gill.
like brazos abiertos con mi calor. That's Vince Gill.
Oh, wow.
And I remember I was going to do the vocals, and he's like, I want to sing the backups. And I was like, okay, Vince. I was like,
Of course.
and I go, but have you ever sung in Spanish? He's like, no, but I'll try. So I go, and you can't say brazos abiertos con mi calor, okay? So he, we taught him, and he nailed it. I was like, wow. But so
Good information.
they had
So that's
scheduled
Vince Gill.
a meeting with me and the head of Sony Nashville. Okay, this man was in charge of Alan Jackson and huge country artists. So mom and dad and I walk into this ginormous office in Nashville, and we're like, yeah, okay, cool, you know. We sit down, and he's like, so how's it going? I'm like, it's great. And he says, so I know you're recording with Vince. Vince wasn't with Sony, but you know, they know each other. And I was like, yes, sir, it's going great. And he stops mid-sentence, and he's like, so what can you tell me about this Emilio guy?
Boof.
And I said,
Boof.
I was like that. And he's like, yeah. And I said, Emilio's fighter? And he's like, yeah. I go, well, what do you want to know? You know, other than he's the best, you know,
Right.
what do you want me to tell you? And he's like, well, I don't know. And when, you know, when the moment he said that and his mannerism, I swear to you guys, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. And I was like, if I'm going to ruin all my shots of recording in Nashville, I'm going to do it right now. So I just said, well, Mr. Johnson, with all due respect, who's your top artist? And he's like, Alan Jackson. I go, let me ask you a question. Of course, Alan Jackson could sing country music.
Right.
Emilio can sing country music. Can Alan Jackson sing cumbia, mariachi, rock? And I mean, the list went on. And he was just looking at me like, and remember my parents, but my parents have always taught me to speak up for myself, you know,
Right.
and I felt, I don't know, I was pissed. I was so mad. And needless to say, I didn't work with Sony Nashville after that.
But you got to say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, nobody's going to talk about my brother like that. I don't think so.
That was cool. But, you know, I thought the story was leading to where, you know, they were going to ask you, you know, I thought they were going to ask you for, you know, hey, so what do you think about, you know, coming on to Sony, you know, Nashville?
No, she lost her chance
Yeah.
by saying that, you know, that Emilio was better than some of their artists.
But before, when they took her into the office, I thought they were going to say, hey, you know what, we're interested in you. But it turns out they were interested in Emilio.
Well, I think that was kind of why I went in the first place.
Right.
But he's going to have some little, you know, Hispanic girl come in from San Antonio and try to tell him what, you know, so, I mean, I still got to record there and work with Vince, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And I also worked with David Hungate, and I worked with a lot of Vince Gill's musicians. But, you know, David Hungate and them guys, like, played with Toto. And, I mean, and then Trisha Yearwood was recording next door to me.
Wow.
And it was like, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience, and one I will never forget.
And then I'm guessing now that you all just became friends and y'all are like lifelong friends, you and Vince Gill.
Who, Vince? Yeah, he loves his tortillas. Yeah, that's...
So like that's the best part, I think. You all actually maintain that friendship.
But you know what, Shelly?
Yeah.
If I was there, if I would have been with you at the time, you know, I would have, you know, and you were next to Trisha, I would have said, ¿sabes qué, Trisha? No traes nada comparado con esta ruca.
Yeah, he would have said that. He would have said that.
I would have said,
really
¿sabes qué, Trisha?
Oh, my God.
No traes nada.
Well, they came in, and because we were mixing our Tejano stuff there, too.
Uh-huh.
So they came in, and they were listening to Tejano. And they were like, wow, this... Because I don't know, on this Shelly CD, on this CD, I wrote a song called Mr. Right. and half of it is country, tucka, 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 tucka,
Oh, I
tucka,
heard that
tucka, and then it goes into a conjunto part, dun, 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 right? And so when the conjunto part comes in, the country part is some of my band and Vince's band, and then the conjunto part is just my band, and then it goes back country. So he was like, I want to play that, and so my cousin was showing him the bajo chords, and he was so like blown away by how we take it for granted. We don't think that it's anything intricate and on a high level. But he was blown away by Tejano, and so was Trisha Yearwood. Amy Grant was there too, and it was awesome.
She said, "Pa que se eduquen."
Yeah, I can already hear those white boys saying, you know what? Oh, these Mexicans are pretty good playing that bajo sexto with like 12 strings there. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Damn Mexicans are talented.
I know, and then they leave the room. They're like, fuckers. They think they're better than us. Well, I like to see them play church or fiddle.
Yeah, but our music is definitely unique and the best. And we've been our own blessing and our own curse, I think, because being with Sony and your Capitals, they didn't know where to put us.
Yeah,
we were so many things.
Speaking of that, let's see. How many labels have you been with? You've been with Joey, right? That's where you started,
no,
right?
No, I started out with Manny Music.
With Manny, that's right, Manny.
Oh, wow.
For 7 years. And then I was with Sony for 5. And then Tejas for 10.
Right.
Yeah, now I'm on my own. Thank God.
Awesome.
I confused Joey with Manny. I'm sorry about that. My apologies.
Yeah.
Te debo un
Manny
conito.
Music. And Manny Guerra, for those of you watching, is a legend in Tejano. He's a legendary producer. He was Sonny Osuna's drummer, and back in the day, and he recorded my very first record when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And 7 years later, he signed me to Tu Solo Tu.
You've been so blessed. You've been so blessed, and como quiera que sea, I know that in those years when you got started, it was 100 times more difficult to get noticed, to get signed, to get anywhere, because there was no social media, because there was none of this las redes, como quien dice, networking and all that stuff. Back then it was literally you had to meet people in person, one-on-one, and if they lived in another city, you had to take a road trip.
You had to go there?
Yeah, you had to go there, and it was a phone.
We stuffed envelopes of our CDs, our records, our albums. We would have to take them there. It's not like now where you just email the tracks.
Yes.
Right.
But you know what? I'm so thankful that I was at that time, because it has really made me appreciate things so much more. My father embedded in my brain my work ethic. And he was my example. My mom and dad are very hardworking people. So he used to tell me, Mija, don't let anybody hand anything to you, because you're not going to appreciate it nearly as much if you work for it. And he was right. I mean, my bus, my equipment I had, it was mine because I worked for it. Nobody bought it for me. Nobody gave it to me. And so that's how you really learn to appreciate things a lot more, I think, but
Absolutely.
I've been very blessed. My family, my parents have been my foundation, as it should be for every parent and their children. But I've always just wanted to make them proud, and I'm a reflection of them. So
awesome.
That's important to me. I have to carry myself at a certain level because I'm a reflection of my parents. Who would I be if I'm, a horrible person? And
yes,
that would reflect on my parents.
And you were chiflada and all that stuff with everything that you've gotten through the years and where you're at.
Hey, so I have to say something right quick. Like, wouldn't it be like so fucked up if I were to say, you know what, hey Shelly, well, thank you so much for being on the Chris and Marisela show. Hey, by the way, can I borrow $20
What in the world?
Oye, I know, right? Bien pediche de a madre,
What
right?
in the world?
That-
Why would you? $20 really?
I know that's the only
Yeah,
reason.
you'd be like, for $20, Chris, really 10. Yeah, cállate.
Yeah,
please.
that's the only reason we had Shelly on the show, right? Hey, Shelly,
Si vas, a
about
pedir,
20 bucks, man?
si vas a pedir, pídele $100, $20, really. Ni vergüenza tienes. Ay, Chris.
What the hell can you buy with $20 now, right?
Right?
Un
Oh my God.
Un pan dulce y un
Or
cafecito.
Whataburger.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Un
my
pan dulce y un
God.
cafecito
Ay,
bien
ay,
calentito.
ay,
de
no,
Starbucks.
hombre, but
That's crazy.
something like that.
I
But
know,
no.
right?
So right now,
But it's,
right
it
now,
hasn't all
Shelly-
been.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like right now.
I said it hasn't all been bad. It's. I've had many ups. You know. I sometimes when I sit back and I reflect and because I do have a lot of introverted moments. I'm an introvert too. So when I have those moments where I sit back and I reflect and I dig deep into who I am as a woman and in this industry, I mean, it kind of freaks me out. And then when I look at these pictures behind me and I have fans messaging me and telling me their stories about my music and how, you know, it got them through their parents' divorce or their grandparents passing away or whatever the case may be, you know, you don't really realize how powerful music is. And it's something we definitely take for granted, I think. And again, because I love it, doesn't mean that I still can't, that I still shouldn't handle it like a business because I have to if I want to continue to make music.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm
And to not-
saying?
yes, and to not drop, like, como quien dice, like, to not drop the notch, you know, from what que has logrado, where you're at. It has been because of the standards you've had, and you don't want to lower that at any time because then, you know, it's going to take away from everything you've built.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what, Shelly? Really quick before I forget, because I'm very forgetful at times. You know,
Nah.
you know, as to our conversation, what we had a couple of days ago, you know, I think that you and I should get together because, you know, in this industry, there's a lot of people who are really scared to actually stand up and, you know, and talk and express the way they feel about certain things. You know, and when it comes to Tejano music, I know you're very vocal about that, just like myself, just like I am. And I think that, you know, I think that we should definitely do something together to educate people more on Tejano music. And, like Juan Mendoza, you know, he had mentioned something, you know, we had talked a while back about getting like a workshop going. Yeah. And I think that would be very cool to, you know, just to educate people on Tejano music.
Yeah, there's so much. I talked to Juan too, and I talked to Eddie Olivo too, and so I don't know if the guys are watching, but
They're here.
because lately with this new song that I have, Rosie Allison is usually before Rosie, we do everything ourselves. Okay, I mean, distribute my music. I've done it myself. It's just during this COVID, I had to shift my mentality about what am I going to focus on right now while we're not on the road working, but I can still have income coming in. What can I do? So I got more serious about my YouTube, about my merchandise, about my downloads, and all of this stuff. So not only because of the COVID, but the COVID actually started kind of making me tighten the reins with my music and the liberty of who has it.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. We appreciate internet.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying this, I'm not a social, and Marisela, one thing I told Chris yesterday, I'm not a talk about it on social media girl, okay? If I have an issue or something with someone, I'm going to call you. Or I would hope you can reach out to me too personally. Don't do it on Facebook, okay? Don't do it on social media.
Yeah.
Because it's just not classy.
Right.
So it's not that we don't appreciate internet radio, okay? It's just that I remember when internet came along, I was like, yes, this is it. Internet is going to take Tejano music to the big level, right? And so those were our expectations. And I think we were so excited and wanting to accommodate everyone that we started to do that with our music. Okay. And then, mind you, things started shifting. We started going digital. Okay. Now that we're in the digital world, Tejano music ends up flat in the middle. What I mean by that is we still have fans that are devoted fans that do not download music.
Right.
They want the hard copy CD.
Right.
And this is where we make our living, on the road, selling our CDs on the road and on my website. But when it comes to digital downloading, it's so easy for people to get our music for free.
Right.
Yeah.
And where I kind of have a concern, and I told Rosie when I asked her to release Sal Si Puedes for me, because she pretty much knows my standard. She knows, and it doesn't mean that I'm looking down on you. That's not what I'm doing. You guys have to open your mind, okay? And don't take things personal right now. This is just from an artist standpoint to you. As a businesswoman, as an artist, okay? I have noticed that there are a lot of internet stations that will say they do it because they love it. They're not expecting anything from it. In other words, they're not expecting to start an internet station and for it to be a business and for them to do everything right from A to Z,
I've heard that too.
including
A lot of people-
paying licensing,
Right.
so that we songwriters, we publishers can get our royalties when our music is played. And so we get people telling us, well, you don't appreciate it. We're trying to help you.
Yeah.
That's not helping.
No, it's not.
Okay. And this is where I'm trying to find the middle part, a middle part with the internet stations who are not paying for licensing. And to me, if it's your hobby, then you're responsible to get the music yourself. It would be like if you're doing it just because you're a Facebook DJ and you want Rosie to send you my music, but you're not a station, you're on a Facebook and you're asking for donations with music you're getting from me for free.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
You know, we've had
So
that discussion
that
so
means
many
you can
times.
call Guitar Center. You can call Guitar Center and be like, hey, I'm a Facebook DJ. I do it for fun. Can you send me some lights?
Oh, yeah. Right. I had not thought of that like that.
Right.
I mean, it's the
So
same thing for us, for our music. It's the same thing.
I love your analogies.
Guys,
True.
99 freaking cents, man.
I was going to say, like, come on, 99 cents.
Wow.
Wow.
99 cents.
So there
And if
go.
you don't want to pay 99 cents, Chris, that we get what, 8, 9 cents from
Somewhere
at the
around
end of the
there.
day?
Yeah, like 31 cents or 17, something like that. Yeah.
But we don't get the full 99 cents.
We get robbed.
No. You get
do.
$1 for every,
So-
like, 700 downloads.
No, we don't even get the full dollar.
Not even.
We don't. We really don't. And you can say, yes, we're passionate about it. We love it too. But we need this money to continue to make records.
Absolutely. Let me ask you something now that we're on that subject. You know, so we have a band, right? You have a band. Let's say like anybody that's out there has a band. You know, why it's something that I just don't get and I don't understand. And it's really ridiculous because everybody wants to sign with a label, right? And you know, and I'm independent. You know, I do have an accredited label. You have an accredited label.
Yeah.
You know, the way we work is, you know, we manufacture, we distribute our own CDs, right? So a lot of the people, and I want to get your take on this. You know, a lot of people want to sign to a big label, to a bigger label, strictly for the popularity. How do you feel about that? You know, people that haven't paid their dues, you know, just you know, they skip the easy way out, you know, and find a big label.
Well, I don't know because I mean, well, Manny was independent, so
Right.
I can't say that I can speak from experience as far as that in particular. It would have been different if I was first starting out and I went to Sony.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I started with an independent, so but not everyone is going to be established when they get signed. So I mean, I don't I wouldn't knock them for that.
Yeah.
I would knock them if they're not willing to do their part along with the label.
Along with going with a big label.
That's to me where I think if you're just expecting this major label to do it all for you and you're like this, forget it.
Yeah, I mean, you
know?
can't be mad. You can't be mad that that a new artist is trying to get with a big label because they don't have all the connections yet.
Yeah.
They don't have all the resources, and so the only way to get out there is to be with a big label. Now, there's other artists who are more established in the public. They're more well known, so they don't need the big label. And so I guess it just there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and let's face it, not everybody has that business sense, and not everybody wants to do it themselves. I mean, I'm not just talking about new artists, I'm talking about veteran artists too. We have veteran artists who just don't want to do it. They want someone else to do it for them. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But don't complain if things don't go the way you want them to go.
I just think
You get what you put in.
Yeah, I just think, overall, I mean, it just depends on the hustle. How much you hustle for what you want. Because I know you love to hustle. I love to hustle.
Yeah.
And we have what we have because of the hustle. And that's what it takes. If you're not going to, get your ass up and do your own work, I mean, then it's never going to happen.
You have to. I mean, do I like being on social media all day? I don't. And now I have TikTok. And so, but it's staying in with the new generation, and we have to try to, our mentality needs to shift. So I didn't finish like addressing to the internet out there. So, we talked about sitting down and talking. Hopefully we can come to a meeting point with some of them, not all of them. We're not talking about all of the internet stations, okay, guys? If you've done it right from day one, and you're continuing to build up your internet station, then more power to you. But I just kind of want people to know where we're at this point, because especially with COVID, we're not on the road, man. So downloading our music, buying our merchandise is really all we got right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And speaking on that, Rosie Allison was posting. Well, I guess I lost it, but Rosie Allison was posting that if they download any of your songs directly from your website, you get 100%.
Yes,
of that.
That's one thing that I started this year.
You want to go to
www.shellylares.online.
That's where you have to go to download her music so she can get 100% of all the profits. So that's the way to go.
Yes, and see, I had been working very hard to get my catalog so that I can put my entire discography on my website.
Awesome.
And I caught myself. It was weird because I called myself and I told my girlfriend, because she's my webmaster, I told her, I don't know, because I think iPhone users are going to have a hard time using it. Right. I was like, that was my first thought, with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on. If they really want your song, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
And they did. For a whole month, I had it strictly exclusively on my website for $1.99.
Yeah.
And they paid it.
Yeah.
They paid it.
Oye, eso tiene.
And then, but.
Oye, anda pa' cuidar.
But I had to go, once I had it up in the stores, the digital stores, iTunes, Amazon, Apple, whatever. Then I pulled my price down, because on those it's 99 cents.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I'm going to gain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, as an artist, I think it's up to everybody individually, because maybe what my formula is right now may not work for you. But it takes constant trying it. It's like trial and error. If it's me, you're going down the road, it's working for you, boom, you hit a detour. What are you going to do? Are you going to stop? No, you got to find somewhere the way to go. So that's kind of, where I'm at right now. But YouTube also, I just wanted to clarify. Everybody's like, yeah, but doesn't it help you that they share it? No. Because first and foremost, you have to have permission from me to post it.
Right. I was real confused.
It's against the law.
Talked about that the other day.
It is, because matter of fact, David Lee asked me about 2 weeks ago. He asked me about a certain dude that was like posting, this guy actually uploaded one of my songs, and then he uploaded somebody else's, and he does that, and the guy doesn't ask for permission. So David Lee asked me, who is this guy? I finally tracked that fucker down. And I se lo mandé a David.
Se había tardado para salir.
He had posted my Sal Si Puedes.
Uh-huh. So you know who I'm
there was
talking
like
about,
2 or 3 channels that posted my song, and I personally contacted them, and they pulled it down.
Good.
Wow.
Good. Good.
Now, those of you guys that are on YouTube and you see Shelly Lares topic, that's mine. That's me doing that. But anything else, if they don't have permission, they cannot do it. And what the thing was that they were posting songs that hadn't even been released yet. They were just released to some stations, and all of a sudden they were all on YouTube, and we're like, who's putting them up?
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, it really sucks because you can't really trust anybody nowadays. You don't know who they are.
Yeah, you don't know where it's coming from.
And the thing about it is that you think that they're DJs and that they're going to spin your music and stuff like that during their shows and stuff like that. But no, they're not.
It's a personal channel.
They're just Facebook DJs. Like you say.
Yeah, they're getting money off of the views.
And I'm not knocking you guys, okay? If this is going to be your hustle, well, you got to do what you got to do to make your own hustle happen. I mean, you can't expect us to send you our music for free, and you're going to get on Facebook Live and ask for tips.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think that's fair? I don't think it's fair.
Until she said it right now, but you know what? A lot of people are doing that. That's so crazy.
But we want to be united. Okay, that this is why we're having these conversations. And I wanted to talk to some of the internet guys because I want to get their take on it. Maybe you have to have an open mind, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like
we have these discussions.
Don't take it personal. It's just
it's
dialogue.
You have to open your mind
out there
to change.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to
100%
because we are hanging by a freaking thread. With a lot of things.
Yeah, and if we start,
even the Grammys, Chris, they took us out of the domestic regular Grammy. Our category is gone.
Aww.
And why is it gone? Let me tell you why it's gone. Because a lot of our artists don't want to pay $100 a year to be a member, and to submit their music.
Oh.
I was a member for many years. I'm guilty of not paying them the last 3 years.
So you owe back pay.
But
I guess I do.
He owes child support.
Yeah, you owe back pay. I'm gonna.
I guess I do. I guess I do. So now I guess right now is the best time to hit Shelly up for like $300.
Yeah. Never mind the $20.
With all the badass downloads that she's getting directly from her website.
Good for you, Chris.
No, I mean. And it's not just going to be when I have an album. That's not when I'm going to pay my dues so that I can submit myself.
Let me pay so I can get on the Grammys next
time. I want to support my genre.
Yeah.
I mean, and I just want us to, we're going to have to get ready for the shift of where our industry is going. And we have to figure out what's going to work for us. Like I said, trial and error, but if we're just talking about the other guy and I mean, it's such a waste of time and energy, man. When you could be focusing on a solution.
Yes. Quit criticizing each other,
and
everybody,
not the problem.
And just look forward and try to find a solution, like Shelly says.
And that's what's funny because I've been in Nashville so many times. I'm a session musician in Nashville as well. And the thing about it, when I talk to those old fogies over there, we sit around, after we're done with the session and stuff.
Better watch out there, Chris.
No, they're friends of mine. They're buddies of mine. So we're cool that way. We sit around, afterwards, we go to a coffee shop, and we talk about our genre. When they hear Tejano, they immediately associate it with Selena and Emilio and stuff like that. So so when I tell them, man, it's all backstabby and it's all gone to shit, and I freak out because everybody over there, even if they're small bands, beginner bands that are over there, everybody helps each other out. It's the same thing in the Mexican regional. That's why Mexican regional is so successful. But no, you get to Tejano, hey, pues vamos a tocar acá, ¿cuánto la entrada? 5 bolas.
No, I know.
Está cabrón. Get me into the back. Estás pendejo.
That's
know?
so true. That's so true. They don't want to pay $5 at the
you're
door,
right.
but they go and they get themselves $5.
But you know what?
A beer.
We're all to blame to getting it to where it's at right now.
Uh-huh.
And the only thing I'm concerned about is, can we dig ourselves out of this hole? Can we get out of it?
Yeah.
How can we get out of it? What can we do to think about it? Because I'm not just saying for the artists, because we all need each other. You know, we all need each other for this thing to continue to revolve.
Revolve. Yes.
And if
Hello.
and I started my label because I want to have artists when I retire from the road.
Right.
I want, but I hope there's a genre left. You know, for me to be proud. I take it personal. Hell yeah, I busted my ass for 39 years in this industry. You're damn right. I'm gonna take it personal.
It's the same thing with me. It's the same thing with me. I take it very personal because you know what? I advocate for a lot of the new artists, but at the same time, it's like they're not doing their damn part to help me out. I'm only one guy. You know, yes, I work a lot with, I work a lot with FM radio, with internet stations, with AM stations. You know, I work a lot with radio. My contacts in radio are, I know a lot of people. And the thing is, I can't be the only one advocating for all these new artists if they're not going to be doing their parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
not all of them are not doing it. But it's sometimes it takes an experienced person. You know, that's why, a lot of the artists call me. And they'll be, even I have veteran artists calling me and asking me, what should I do? Or what do I got to do? Or and like I said, what works for me may not work for them.
Right.
But to me, you have to educate yourself. You have to apply yourself to everything in your career. It's not just recording songs, making videos, and that's it. You've got to put in the work to get your band going. Learn about song publishing, song royalty, learn about everything that, goes into your CD, even if you work with the label. Ask questions. I was so necia for Manny. I feel bad for him because I would ask questions all the time. Well, what does that do? And what happens if we did this? And what about that? And I bet you I was so necia to him, poor Manny Guerra. But that's how I learned.
Right.
I asked questions all the time. And I'm trying to help the new ones out, and I want everyone to prosper, okay? I'm not here talking just because it's for me, because if it's just me and I don't have an industry to perform to, what do I got?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not, I'm not just looking at it for me. I just feel like our communication sucks ass.
Yes.
Gotcha bad.
I agree.
Not just ass, but smelly ass.
It does.
Yeah.
And nothing gets accomplished that way, and if you're an artist out there and you're like, but I don't want to be having to speak about it, I just want to do my thing. Okay, fine. But again, when things don't go the way you want them to go, it's like when we vote, y'all. We can't complain if we don't vote.
If you don't vote.
So yeah. So
let me ask you something, Shelly.
thing.
Let me ask you something right quick. So are you voting this November?
Oh, don't even go there.
Of course I'm voting.
Yes, of course she's going to vote. Yeah.
And may we ask who you're
No
voting
le
for?
busques.
No.
He was like, yes, you can ask. No, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, that's
There.
I don't believe in me shoving people who I think they should vote for.
Right.
I think everybody's grown. Everybody's got their own head,
right,
their own brain, their own heart. You decide.
Yes. And you shouldn't have to lose friendships and family members over who you're going to vote for, people. So stop it.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna make a political ad for you.
I don't tell people how to live their life.
Yeah.
So I sure as hell am not gonna tell them who to vote for. So.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. So I've been looking at the comments. We have a bunch of people that are tuning in right now and that have been tuning in. I would go down the list sending shout outs. There's just a lot of people I know.
There's a lot of
there's
people.
a lot of people that are commenting and that are in the conversations. Thank everybody for joining us. There's
Or if they have a question, I don't know if they have any questions.
Yeah, there's actually one question that everybody keeps asking there, and there's like, can Shelly sing a song?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Can
right
Shelly sing a
now,
song?
what are you promoting right now? What's going on with Shelly Lares right now?
Right now, I'm promoting my new single, Sal Si Puedes. And people have been telling me, Shelly, you're spelling it wrong. And I'm like, it's not spelled wrong. It's not 3 words.
She probably said salsi.
It's 1 word.
Sal Si Puedes.
Sal Si Puedes is a place in Colombia.
Oh, it's not Come Out If You Can?
It's Sal Si Puedes. No.
Sal Si
I know it
Puedes.
would be for COVID, but no.
I was like, ooh, Sal Si Puedes. Like, come out if you can. Ooh, how sexy. I was going to
No,
say.
no, no.
It's
no.
a place.
It's not that.
Oh, es Marisela.
No,
Yeah, it's not that. But it's I am a huge big band fan. I've always loved the era of the 30s and 40s music.
Uh-huh.
And so I wanted to implement it into my music. And I knew that there were so many talented Latino orquestas, big band style back in the 30s and 40s. So I kind of knew that this is the direction I wanted to go in, because this new album that I'm doing, L&D 82, which stands for Little Miss Dynamite, 82 is the year I started. And all of the instrumentation of this album is going to be brass orchestra oriented.
Wow.
It's not all going to sound 30s and 40s, okay? But in my go-to instruments are keyboards and accordion.
Nice.
I dabbed in like mil besos. I had trumpets. Esa química que tienes. I had brass. But every song on this album is going to have brass, okay? So I researched this song, and I finally found it, and it was from 1937. And when I heard it, I was like, this is the song I want to do. And I knew that I wanted to add the beginning, like with an interlude of music and an announcer like they used to back in the 40s, and announce me. And the only difference between my version and the original version is the beginning, where the announcer is there, and the 3-part harmony. And it's cumbia. And I didn't implement drums or guitar, which is what you usually do when you do cumbia. It's like the go-to instruments, But when I brought the song to Sebi Contreras, who I work with at Slack Monster, we played the song, and he looked at me like I was he looked at me like I was crazy. And he was like, he said, we couldn't even figure the key out. That's how old the song sounded.
Wow.
And so I said, okay, Sebi, we're not going to use drums, and we're not going to do guitar. And he's like, Shelly, how are we going to do that without, it's got to have that. It's cumbia. I was like, I have faith that you are not only going to do it without drums, but you are going to mix a 9-piece orchestra, big band.
Wow.
And he was looking at me, and he did. He did. And it's 3 trumpets, 3 sax, 2 clarinets, and 1 flute. And so it's a 9-piece orchestra behind me. So it's called Sal Si Puedes, and it's doing really well. And it's a song that I really enjoy, because I can hear, the Glenn Miller sound still, but in a Latino style, and of course in Spanish. And but it's just I like to step out of the box. I hate being in a box. I don't like that, which is the whole reason why I decided to go on my own, because I don't like people telling me what to do when it comes to my music.
That's right. Dice real quick, dice Joe Tejano, if you haven't heard it yet, you can definitely hear it on La Voz, 1450 AM in Carrizo Springs, dice Joe Tejano.
There you go, Joe.
Can Shelly give out a shout out to myself, Sean, Zam, and my fiance Gracie on our engagement?
También dice Rick Rodriguez, you can also hear
Yay!
it.
Congratulations, they're engaged.
All right, saludos. Felicidades. También dice Rick
Sean,
Ortiz,
Sean is one of my dear friends. I've known him since he was a little boy, and I still see him as a little boy in my head, and here he is going to get married. So congratulations, mijo, to you and your fiance.
Yay!
I'm so proud of you.
Awesome. Shelly, you know what?
Audience is a little loud.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to KNON in Dallas, Texas, 89.3 FM. Saludos para ellos.
Yeah.
También. We also got to give a huge shout out to Diaz Enterprises in California. That's where we're going to play in October, Shelly. But unfortunately, it got canceled because of the pandemic.
I know. I'm so looking forward. Hey, but si Dios quiere, we can get in there next year. And
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen next year, of course.
Yeah.
And, I was talking to Miss
Yeah.
Josie earlier, and, she's excited and everything. We're excited. I've been working with, this is the second year that I work with Diaz Enterprises and the Tejano Fest over there in
Sweet.
California. Yeah, so we're definitely going to do it next year. But unfortunately, this pandemic just, it stopped a lot of bands from,
Yeah.
just traveling all over the place. But Miss Josie, saludos para ti de parte de Shelly, ¿verdad, Shelly?
thank you, Josie. Thank you to Diaz Enterprises, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for taking Tejano music to California. We have so many devoted fans in California, and thank you for that. So we look forward to that show.
Absolutely. También saludos para Mr. Jay Tejano, el esposo de Miss Josie. Saludos para todos que lo acompañan. Shelly, anything else you want to say before we take off? Man, we've been chatting here for an hour and 47 minutes.
I know. Our
I
show's usually an
know.
hour and 10, and production keeps showing us signs going like it's an hour and 20. It's been
No,
an
you
hour
know-
and 30, and we're just like, okay, all right, thanks.
I must say that I'm a little
Thanks.
I'm a little hurt with Shelly because I wanted that announcer gig.
Ay, I'm a little hurt. There you go with con el violín.
I wanted that announcer gig for that song that she has.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I might do a Spanish version of it. So,
Ooh, there you
You
go.
know-
well, the announcer
Tienes que
part right now
meter
is
la
in,
pata.
because the announcer part right now is in English. Mingo Mariano did that for me in English.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I'm going to probably do a Spanish version. So, hey,
Yeah, cool.
buy me a cone from Dairy
I
Queen. We're good.
I sent Shelly some voiceovers that I've been doing because I do voiceovers. A lot of people don't know, but
Yes.
I constantly I work with about 30 stations, and I do a lot of voiceovers. So I sent Shelly a couple of voiceovers that I did today, and actually one was a Christian one, and she was like,
That's not you.
yeah, she was probably
Yeah,
like, Chris, there's nothing
it
Christian
is,
about
yeah.
you.
I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, no joke.
But they sounded awesome because he sounded so different. And I was like,
I know. You
That's
totally
pretty
you're
good.
like, what? Chris, you're so serious. But, it's a job. He had to do
yeah,
it that
but
way.
that's good. So you never know. You never know. I don't know. I'll check back with Marisela in a couple of weeks and see how you've been acting with her. And
Hey,
we'll
she's-
determine whether or not
Ya
that
ves, pórtate
happens.
bien.
Yeah, she's my favorite. She's you know what? She's been my favorite co-host like for a long time. When I think that Shelly, Marisela, and I should run a station. You used to be a DJ, right?
Yeah, I DJ'd for like a minute.
And then she couldn't just say the commercial. She started singing them all the time. So they were like,
Right.
you know what?
No, what it was I lived in Lubbock for 5 years, and I was a part owner of a restaurant, and that took a lot of my time because I was doing that, like I go in and like Monday through during the week, right? And then I would travel 6 hours to San Antonio to go on the road wherever I was going. And then on Sunday or Monday, I would commute back to Lubbock 6 hours and do my restaurant all this time. But Magic 106.5, well, they were 93.7 at the time.
Right.
They'd been after me about doing a 3 to 7. And I'm like, I don't know if I can. I'm like, I have so much already. And they asked me for a long time. And finally, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I loved it. It was great. It was an experience. But then I wound up coming back to San Antonio, so I didn't do it anymore.
Oh.
Well, you know what? Well, let's give a huge shout out to.
But I do
Lubbock,
have the
Texas.
gift of gab. That's
I know,
for sure.
right? Saludos para Chismosa over there at Magic in Lubbock, de parte de Shelly, Lares, Marisela,
Yes,
and Chris.
that's my bling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jennifer, ¿dónde andas, Jennifer?
That's my bling.
Well, since we're putting it all out there, I'm
Yeah.
going to have to do this because I don't know when I'm going to get to have you all to ourselves again, Shelly. But you know what? At some
What's that?
point, I know that you do a lot of collaborations with people. I know you've done some with some other females. So I'm going to put myself on the
Yeah.
list. And so hopefully one day I will get to do
Yes.
something with you, even if it's real little. Let me do backups or No,
No,
one day,
that would
one
be
day,
awesome.
One day, I would love to do something.
That would be so awesome.
And have your name on
I love collaborations. I like working with groups because it's their style and I'm coming into their world, you know?
Yes.
And I like that. I have two more coming out this recently coming up. I did another song with Ram Herrera for his new CD. So we did another country song together. The last one we did was Baby Don't Go off of my De Mi Corazón. And then I have another one coming up with Grupo Aviso.
Nice.
So I love collaborations.
I'm gonna have to call Beto Ramon and I'm gonna have him write a song for me and you.
Yes.
Hey, you know what?
You know, I've never recorded a Beto song, so I think I need to.
You haven't? Oh my gosh. Yes, then you have to.
I have not. He don't like me. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Shelly, don't forget that you have to collaborate with 281 también.
Ya ves? We all want a piece of you, Shelly.
Yes. I tell you.
It's because you're so famous. That's why.
It's awesome to see it. It's a huge honor when you're asked to be, you know, on someone's record, because I was one day I was looking at Spotify and, you know, where it says Shelly Lares also appears on. And I was like, what is this? And I clicked on it.
Yeah,
and like
you practically
all of my
have your own-
collaborations popped up on different CDs, and I was like, that's
practically
pretty
have your own
cool.
channel on Spotify with all the collaborations you've done with all these artists.
I know.
You could literally have your own like category. Yes, Shelly Lares
Yeah,
collaborations,
this
and
is
they're like
true.
100 songs.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but I love it, and I want to do another one. I want to do a full album, but I want to do it with artists like whoever I get. I want to know who their influence has been musically,
Right.
and that's the style that I want to do. You know, like say for instance, I work with Joe Posada. We know that he's jazz, so I would love to collaborate with him, but on a jazz tune.
Right.
Straight up jazz.
Nice.
So, you know, just something different, and I just love it. I love working together.
She's like,
It's
you're gonna say
we
like,
learn from each other every day.
you're like, Chris is all cumbia, so I'm gonna do a collaboration with Chris,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Hello.
and I'm gonna.
Well,
do
if cumbia's your thing, then that's what we'll do. You know, that's the
Cumbias
whole
is his
idea.
thing. He does
Yeah.
awesome cumbias.
You know, and you know,
Yeah.
ya me pusieron nombre, me dijeron I'm the cumbia Jedi. Can you believe that?
Well, if you're the Jedi, let me tell you what I am. I am the Yoda of Tejano music.
That's so cute.
I am the Shoda. I'm Shoda of Tejano.
Okay, well, can I say something?
Oh, Lord. And I'm wearing green.
Right?
You're looking pretty good there, my young Skywalker.
Oh, I thought you were Cookie Monster. What the heck? You sounded like the Cookie Monster.
No, it's
He's talking
Yoda.
like Yoda. He's doing his Yoda voice.
Yeah, it's Yoda, dude.
I'm not
Dude, she's green.
a fan of that, so I'm not.
Well, neither
familiar with
am
the
I, but I know who Yoda
character. I'm not
is.
familiar with the
Yeah.
character.
He's like, okay, they would, in Star Wars, they go to him. He's like, you know,
He's like
very
the
knowledgeable,
Grandmaster.
whatever. I don't know. Either that or because I'm short. I don't know what they're trying to tell me.
You're short and green.
He's like the grandmaster.
Short and green.
Well, I don't know, but you sounded like the Cookie Monster to me. ¿Será que me gustan las galletitas? Bonnie Hernandez is on here and says, I love Shelly.
Bonnie! I just have to, I want to say something to Bonnie. Okay, Bonnie, you ready?
Okay, go.
The ciego! It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke.
I stayed like,
But she'll know what I'm talking about.
She knows. She's probably cracking up real hard.
She'll know what I mean. It's a
She's in
joke
San
between her and my mom, actually.
She's in San Antonio right
But,
now because she just started working for KLMO 98.9.
KLMO. Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah, so she's in San Antonio right now.
It's pretty awesome because they made some changes. I know DJ Hale is there now, and DJ Hale's been a badass DJ for a long time, and now Bonnie is here, and it's great. You know, it's great to see. You know, that's what I'm telling you. You gotta make changes sometimes and find what's gonna work for you. You know, and sometimes we gotta stir the pot a little bit, and
That's
change
right.
things up to keep it. To get to the next level.
For her to sing a song, we didn't even have time for her to sing a song. We have time for her to sing like 10 seconds of a song.
Yeah, we got like 5 more minutes here. But you know what, Shelly? We want to thank you again for being on the show with us. I really do appreciate it. De parte de Marisela and myself, you're on the Chris and Marisela show. For everybody that's on there, that's on our feed right now, you are virtually viewing Shelly Lares, Little Miss Dynamite. Ain't that right, Shell?
Right.
What's that?
You know what?
Yeah.
I swear, man, if the music business doesn't work out, I think that me, Marisela, and Shelly Lares are going to start doing radio again. We got to be the morning show somewhere.
For sure.
Yeah. I definitely want to do a podcast because there's so much to talk about. There is so many areas of what we do that can be discussed and you know, like we said, hopefully, si Dios quiere, we can get a meeting place with radio, promoters, artists, labels.
That's right.
I know that, you know, like Gabe Zavala, he attempted to do that, you know, a couple years ago, and, you know, which was a great idea. I didn't get to attend that time, but that idea that, you know, is super important for us to figure out what we need to do, you know. But thanks to the fans that came on here and spent some time with us. And yeah, I would sing, but I don't know what they want me to sing. I mean, I'd have to sing it a cappella because I didn't hook up my stuff.
Yes, of course.
Go for
a little
it.
bit of acapella.
What do you want to hear?
Anything you want.
The newest song or your old song or anything that comes to your mind.
Okay, let's do because I'll do this one because Chris loves it so much. All right.
I almost have it.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Let me think of how it goes. How's it go? I haven't done it in so long. How's it go? A singer in a smoky room, smell the wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, the shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people, heaven just a burning ocean, hiding somewhere in the night. There you go.
All right.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I was like, because I'm so used to that middle part. Digga, 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 digga. I was like, oh, forgot the song for a minute.
Hey, that was
awesome. Somebody was like, is that the
Thank you, guys.
That's classic rock, yo.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, we do everything.
In the voice of Miss Shelly.
Okay, we could do. Llegaría hasta donde estés. Yo sé perder. Quiero volver. There, for those of you that were not wanting.
Classic. Nobody does that one like you, Shelly. That's amazing.
That's right. I think she just wants your autograph. I think that's it.
Well, we're gonna send. I'm gonna send you guys something you can rip on your show next time, okay? So y'all can show me some love. But I just I want to say thank you to you guys first and foremost for having me on your show and talking with me tonight. Thank you to all of the fans and all of our industry people that came on here to listen. And like I said, this is nothing to dog anybody. So don't put words in my mouth, okay? Because I'm saying it right now. This is not to dog anybody. This is for us to hopefully come together and find a middle place where
just to start up
we
a
can
dialogue.
figure. Exactly. And my door is always open to anyone in the industry that wants to have this conversation with me on a personal level or whatever. And I want to say thank you to my band, to my mama, to my girlfriend. They work so hard for me. And of course to Rosie Allison, who works hard for me too. She is amazing. She works really hard at what she does. So thank you, Rosie. I love you for that. And thanks to all the Tejano fans, man, because I just want our industry to continue to prosper. That's what I hope and pray will happen.
Absolutely, 100%. And you know what? Shelly, we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. All the fans out there know that you are fucking awesome. We love you so much.
Thank you.
Once again,
Thank you guys.
Also, before we go, we want to remind everybody out there, please support by you can get Shelly's music, the merchandise, collector's items, and all kinds of good stuff on www.shellylares.online. So go on there and get everything you need to get and support Shelly directly, and that's the way to do it. www.shellylares.online, guys.
That's right. Shelly, once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We really
Thank
appreciate
you
you.
guys.
And hasta la próxima, Shelly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you once
Love
again.
you. Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
My love to y'all. God bless you. And y'all be safe, okay? We'll see y'all soon.
Thank you so much, Miss Shelly.
Bye.
That is our show for today. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Chris Rodriguez. This is my lovely co-host right here.
Marisela Hernandez.
We thank you so much for joining us. Thank you once again to Shelly Lares. Oh my God, she was incredible.
That
She was
amazing.
awesome.
She was so awesome. We had to go an extra hour.
Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely.
God. But thank you guys for hanging in there. Thank you for supporting. My ears are already my headphones are ready to come off.
Absolutely. So we'll see you guys next week on the Chris and Marisela show right here. Hasta la próxima. Los vemos.
Y'all be safe.
Bueno, bye.